So what does the name suggest? Nerve hearing impairment.
Damage to auditory.
Damage to what?
Auditory nerve.
Good. So it could be somewhere in the inner ear or beyond that. So whether or not your message is being converted into your neural signals, and those neural signals are transmitted via several nerves and ultimately to the cortex. So if there is a problem in that particular pathway, ठीक है, उस path में अगर कोई दिक्कत आती है या कोई impairment आती है तो उसको हम nerve hearing impairment कहते हैं या उसको neural impairment भी कह सकते हैं. Okay, so we'll just quickly read about it. So hearing impairment is the term which is used to refer to difficulties in hearing. So if a person is not able to hear, तो हम उसको hearing impairment बोलते हैं. So deaf is also a synonym, but a proper term is a hearing impairment. A person can be partially hearing impaired. Partially मतलब sometimes the sound reaches your ears, sometimes it does not, ठीक है, or one of the ear is working, another is not. So that is something partially. So partially a person can hear sounds. Then it's totally hearing impaired. That whether there is no conduction of sound, no sound can reach your ears. So that is basically your total hearing impairment. And the treatment for hearing loss will vary according to the reason of impairment. So as I have told you, there are two major types of hearing impairment. One is related to the conduction, how the message is traveling, how the message is coming inside your ear, and whether or not it's reaching your brain. ठीक है, so these are the two types. और जिस तरीके की भी impairment होगी, उनके जो treatment है, they differ accordingly. So the first one is conduction hearing impairment. Now conduction hearing impairment or conductive hearing loss refers to problem with the mechanics of the outer or middle ear. So basically mechanics ना, यहाँ पे हमारे neural signals की हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे हम vibrations की बात कर रहे हैं. So how the sound is basically, or the vibration which is coming inside your ear, they are causing trouble or they are not able to reach certain parts of the ear. So as you know, there is a certain path which is being followed from your outer ear to your middle ear and till your inner ear, and everything is in the form of vibration. So if certain bones are not vibrated, a certain part or eardrum is not vibrated, the sound does not reach, then there is a problem in conduction of the message. So there is a problem with the mechanics of the outer or your middle ear, and that means that sound vibration cannot be passed from the eardrum to the cochlea. That means it is not reaching your inner ear. So there is a problem in the outer region, in the outer ear, and a problem in the middle ear, and it is the vibrations are not reaching your cochlea or your inner ear. Then the cause might be a damaged eardrum or damage to the bones of the middle ear, usually from an infection. So it could be due to the damage in the eardrum. So there are multiple reasons why your eardrum can get damaged. One of them is infection. ठीक है, तो eardrum का damage हो जाता है, या middle bones, जो middle ear की bones हैं, 3 bones जो हैं, अगर वो damage हो जाती है, वो सही से vibrate नहीं कर रही होती है, तो there is a problem in the conduction of the message. Therefore this conduction hearing impairment is caused by the damaged eardrum or damage to the bones in the middle ear. Now in this kind of impairment, the causes can be treated. For example, hearing aids may be of some use in restoring hearing. Now this is easier to manage because there is no neural impulse damage. ठीक है, यहाँ पे neurons या nerves का हमारा damage नहीं हुआ है अभी तक. It's just the outer regions or the outer parts of the ear which are damaged. So the hearing can be restored. ठीक है, it's easily managed if the person wear hearing aids. So there are certain hearing aids which are put at the back of the ear so that the amplification can be increased. ठीक है, तो जो vibrations होती हैं उनको अगर increase कर देते हैं, उनकी अगर intensity बढ़ा देते हैं, so that they can reach the inner ear. ठीक है, so it's about how the mechanics can be solved, how the message that is being transferred, it can be easily go through your middle ear and ultimately your inner ear. ठीक है, now if there is a serious infection or a serious कुछ बीमारी हो जाती है या deficit हो जाता है in the middle ear, then the problems can be solved using antibiotics or even surgery. ठीक है, but it's not as severe as your nerve impulse. Now let's see why. सो इन द नर्व हियरिंग इम्पेयरमेंट, और इट्स ऑल्सो कॉल्ड सेंसरी न्यूरल, ठीक है, इसको हम सेंसरी न्यूरल या नर्व हियरिंग भी बोलते हैं. The problem lies either in the inner ear or in the auditory pathways and the cortical areas of the brain. So here you can see your normal your vibrations are there, ठीक है, vibrations हो रही हैं, the message is being reached, but certain parts it's not really converted into neural signals. Even if they are converted into neural signals, they are not able to reach certain parts of the brain, ठीक है. So let's see where here in this picture, यहाँ पे anything damaged here is basically responsible for your nerve hearing impairment, ठीक है. यहाँ पे अगर कुछ भी डैमेज हो जाता है, whether it's your cortical regions, so basically your primary auditory cortex अगर डैमेज हो जाता है, then there is nerve hearing impairment. If there is a part of midbrain or your hindbrain damage, then there is nerve hearing impairment. These are the pathways. जो हम ब्लू कलर की लाइंस देख रहे हैं, these are the pathways कि मैसेज यहाँ से यहाँ ऐसे जाता है, ऐसे ट्रैवल करता है, ऐसे ट्रांसमिट होता है. सो दैट इज बेसिकली अगर यहाँ इन पैथवेज में भी अगर कोई दिक्कत आ जाती है, अगर कोई मैसेज यहाँ से इन पैथवेज से पास नहीं हो पाता है, देन ऑल्सो नर्व हियरिंग इम्पेयरमेंट अकर्स. एंड अल्टीमेटली if your auditory nerve is not working properly, if there is a deficit in the auditory nerve or in the cochlea or the inner ear, ठीक है, cochlea or the inner ear में अगर कोई डैमेज होता है, तो that is basically your nerve hearing impairment. So any damage in the following areas in this image is basically causing your nerve hearing impairment. Okay. Alright, this is the most common type of permanent hearing loss. Now this is something which is harder to manage and it could lead to permanent hearing loss as well, ठीक है. Like in the previous one, conduction hearing में the hearing can be restored, okay, by using certain mechanisms, certain machinery, certain technology. Hearing जो है वो वापस आ सकती है, but here it's not able to, we cannot really reverse it, ठीक है. once it has been lost, it's been lost for permanent on a permanent basis, ठीक है. so हम इसको restore नहीं कर सकते हैं hearing को, it's basically a permanent loss. Now normal aging causes loss of hair cells in the cochlea, and exposure to loud noise can damage hair cells. Now hair cells are what? hair cells यहाँ पे क्या है? what are hair cells? Very good. Hair cells are basically the receptors of the sound. So if जब हमारी normal aging होती है, when a person ages, so जो उनके hair cells होते हैं, receptors होते हैं, they die out, okay. They are there is a loss of hair cells, okay. So therefore the older people, they are not able to listen properly. So this is one reason why older people are not able to listen properly. And if you're constantly exposed to loud noises, for example जब हम इसकी भी बात करते हैं, whenever we are listening to music, whenever we are wearing earphones or headphones, we should not listen to a certain certain volume के ऊपर हमें नहीं जाना चाहिए, because that exposure to loud sound can result in the loss of hair cells. So if the hair cells are not able to, if the hair cells die out, or if there are loss of hair cells, then we are not able to listen to certain हम certain sounds को नहीं सुन सकते हैं, and we are bound to have certain hearing problems. Therefore it is recommended to not to go beyond certain volume, ठीक है. So the loss of hair cell is due to normal aging process, or it could be due to the exposure of loud sounds. Then there is a thing called tinnitus. Now tinnitus is a fancy word for an extremely annoying ringing sound in one's ear, and it can also be caused by infections or loud noises, including loud music in the headphones. Now this is something like I have also experienced when people usually suffer from cold, ठीक है. जब उनको severe cold हो जाता है, हाँ, जब उनको severe cold हो जाता है, so they tend to hear certain noises, certain voice, certain ringing voice. Now that is called tinnitus. So have you ever experienced that? Any of you? Have you experienced? Just write yes or no in the chat box if you have ever experienced that. Whenever you are you are suffering from an infection, particularly cold or anything like sinus या कुछ भी problem हो जाती है, then there is a certain ringing sound. Or even if you are exposed to loud music, जैसे DJ होता है, ओके, इट कुड हैव बीन आफ्टर अ कंकशन. जब हम जैसे डीजे होता है या शादी का कोई बैंड होता है, देन ऑल्सो आफ्टर अ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू कैन हियर सर्टेन रिंगिंग वॉइस. हैज लाइक ऐसा हुआ है कभी और किसी और के साथ? When you're constantly exposed to, okay, Zainab says no, okay, all right, okay. So if you are constantly exposed to loud noises, or if you are suffering from an infection, if you catch an infection, a cold or something, then you hear certain ringing noises, and that ringing noise is basically called tinnitus. Okay. Now, prolonged exposure to loud noises further leads to permanent damage and hearing loss. So your receptors, if they are dying out, then the message is not being really passed to the brain. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे receptors और the cell जो हैं, hair cells जो हैं, they are very important. So we need to take care of that by not to increase certain volume, or by not doing certain things which are not recommended. For example, listening to music at a loud voice. So we need to take care of that as well. So prolonged exposure, like we need to move away from places where we are where we have long exposures of noises. ठीक है, कहीं पे कई बार ऐसा होता है that every time कुछ ना कुछ होता रहता है. So we need to move away from that places as well. So in order to save our hair cells, or in order to save our ear receptors, we need to take certain precautions. Alright, because the damage is to the nerves of the brain, the nerve hearing impairment cannot typically be helped with ordinary hearing devices or aids, which are basically sound amplifier, or hearing aids are not enough. ठीक है, simply you cannot use the hearing aids that you are using for conductive hearing loss or conduction hearing loss. You cannot really use that. ठीक है, because they are just amplifying certain vibrations so that it reach to the next part of the ear or next level. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम जो amplifiers use करते हैं या हम hearing aids use करते हैं, they are not really useful, because the damage is a severe damage. The damage is in the ear cells, hair cells, the ear receptors. The damage is in the nerves. So it's a more severe disorder or severe impairment. Then a technique for restoring some hearing to those with irreversible nerve hearing impairment makes use of an electronic device called cochlear implant. Now this is an implant which can be used to somehow restore hearing. ठीक है, तो ये जो चीज़ है ये actually एक तो irreversible है. ठीक है, it is if it's lost for once, it cannot be taken back. ठीक है, एक बारी hearing loss हो गया तो वो permanently होता है, but somehow you can somehow कुछ हद तक उसको control कर सकते हैं, कुछ हद तक हम restore कर सकते हैं, not totally but temporarily या on a temporary basis or on a partial basis we can restore a hearing using certain devices, certain new technologies which are being coming up, and one of them is cochlear implant. So cochlear implant is an electronic device which sends signals from a microphone worn behind the ear to a sound processor worn on the belt or in a pocket, which then translate those signals into electrical stimuli that are sent to a series of electrode implanted directly into the cochlea, allowing transduction to take place and stimulating the auditory nerve. So in short, what is basically happening, it's basically converting your it's basically enhancing the transduction process. So whatever the mechanical energy or the sound energy which is coming inside these cochlear implants, they are assuming the role of converting those mechanical energy or those sounds into your neural signals. So basically what is happening, they are just converting it, they are just enhancing the transduction process so that the message can reach your brain. So cochlear implants are the devices which just enhance your transduction process. So ultimately through your auditory nerves they can reach to the cortical areas. Then the brain then process the electrode information as sound. ठीक है, so this is about how the nerve hearing impairment can be resolved. Okay, but ये किसी हद तक ही कर सकते हैं, and इस area में जहाँ पर particularly there is a problem in conversion of the signals. ठीक है, तो वहीं पर हम इसको apply कर सकते हैं. If there is a further problem in the nerves or in the cortical, then certain other mechanisms can be used, or certain surgeries can be used, or we cannot really do anything when it comes to your nerve damage or your brains which are associated with analyzing sounds. But अगर हम कहीं तक इसको रिस्टोर कर सकते हैं तो कॉक्लियर इम्प्लांट इज वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल वेयर द ट्रांसडक्शन प्रोसेस कैन बी मेंटेन्ड और ट्रांसडक्शन प्रोसेस कैन बी enhanced. Okay. Alright, so there's one question from this topic. If the bones of the middle ear begin to deteriorate, you will develop dash hearing impairment. So which hearing impairment a person will experience if the bones are deteriorate? Alright, D. Okay. Alright, so the correct answer here is conduction. So there is a problem in conduction because the message is not being able to reach your inner ear. Okay. And if the problem is in the auditory pathways, then which hearing impairment will be there? Auditory pathway में अगर problem होगी तो it would be nerve hearing impairment. Alright. Okay. So any doubts regarding this? Any doubts? Can we move to the third topic of this unit? Just write yes or no, please. Okay, all right. We'll just. So the third topic talks about somatosenses and olfaction. Now, quickly tell me what exactly is somatosenses? Somatosenses is what? Good. It's basically related to your touch or touch sensation or pain, anything related, anything which is, somato, your body is feeling that. ठीक है, soma जो word है हमारा body से आया है. So basically anything that your body is feeling, whether through pain, whether through some pressure, or if somebody is touching you, then all those signals are being sent. All those signals are being sent to the brain. So that is basically your somatosensory, somatosensation. Now your olfaction is what? Olfaction is your smell. Okay, so olfaction is similar to one another sensory system. Can you tell me which one? And it has not been mentioned in the syllabus. So if we have time, if we have a number of days left after the completion of this particular unit, then we can do that as well. Okay, so the olfaction is related to somewhat related to what? Which sense? Good. Basically it's related to taste. Both of these are your chemical senses. Okay, so what happens, there are certain molecules of the substances which are, which you smell or which you taste. So those are the molecules of substances. ठीक है, तो इन्हीं को इसलिए हम chemical senses भी बोलते हैं. इसलिए ये दोनों जो हैं ये काफी similar होते हैं, काफी हद तक ये दोनों similar होते हैं. Okay, so we'll start with somatosenses first and then we'll move to olfaction. All right. Now, the somatosensory system, vision and audition are exteroceptive senses. Now, exteroceptive senses are basically which are telling you about the external world. So, whatever is happening in the external world, whatever is happening outside your body, they are telling you about that. ठीक है, exteroceptive यानी कि जो हमें external environment के बारे में बता रहा है. So, vision and your audition, your hearing and your vision, your seeing, your eyes and your ears, basically they are telling you about your external environment. So whatever is happening on the outside environment, whatever is happening on the like outside your body, it's telling you about that. They are also distant senses. So basically they are not happening inside. Now you cannot see what is happening inside your body, you cannot hear what is happening inside your body. ठीक है, ऐसा होता है? Or you can hear or see whatever is happening inside your body. Can you do that? कोई कर सकता है? Can you see, look inside your body, or you can hear what is happening inside your body? Okay, so that is why. Okay, so that is why they are called distant senses. So whatever is happening, it's outside your body. Okay, so they are called distant senses. They respond to stimuli and events which are not in contact with our body. So anything which is happening inside of our body, we cannot really see them. We cannot really see that. We cannot really hear that. So therefore, they are called distant senses. there are several skin senses or sensation of touch which are basically your somatosensation. ठीक है, तो जो skin senses है या senses of touch है, pressure है, pain है, these are also exteroceptive. These are also called exteroceptive because they are also perceiving whatever is happening in the outside environment. ठीक है, इनको हम exteroceptive भी बोलते हैं, but they are also contact senses. They're not only distant senses, they're also contact senses. Why contact? Because it is also giving us information about the changes at the surface of the body or anything which is happening inside your body. ठीक है, तो हम सोमैटो सेंसेशन को कॉन्टैक्ट सेंस बोलते हैं, इसको हम एक्सटेरोसेप्टिव भी बोल सकते हैं, बिकॉज यू नो इफ समथिंग इज हमारे जैसे कुछ भी चीज हो गई, हमें कभी लग गई, कभी बॉल से लग गई, सो दैट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड एनवायरमेंट. बट इफ यू आर हैविंग एन इंटरनल पेन इन योर intestines or in your stomach, if you're having an internal pain, so that is your contact senses, that is happening within your body. But if an external stimuli is somebody is hitting you, if you got hit by a ball or something, okay, through stethoscope we could okay, but that is also external. हम aids use कर रहे हैं ना, यहाँ पे हम हार्ट बीट यूज कर सुन तो सकते हैं, बट वी आर यूजिंग एन एक्सटर्नल एड. वी कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली हियर आवर हार्ट बीट. कैन वी? हम डायरेक्टली हियर कर सकते हैं.
I mean, ma'am, on some
occasion where there is where you are जब हमारा फाइट एंड फ्लाइट सिचुएशन होता है उस टाइम हम कर सकते हैं, और व्हेन यू आर रनिंग देन हम कर सकते हैं इन सम सिचुएशन, बट नॉट ऑलवेज. नॉर्मल हार्ट बीट को हम नहीं सुन सकते हैं. ठीक है, so that is why they are called your all five senses exteroceptive, external. Yes, exteroceptive जो है ये हमारा सारे senses होते हैं which are basically telling you about your external environment. So this is also exteroceptive, but stomach churns, okay, but they're also contact. They're not distant, they're not only distant, they're also contact. तो यहाँ पे ये difference आ जाता है about senses which is happening inside our body, which are the changes which are happening inside of a body. If you're having a stomach ache or stomach churns को हम सुन सकते हैं. ठीक है, so occasionally, like rare occasions में we can hear some of the things, so that is why they are called your external as well as exteroceptive as well as distant. And sometimes some in rare occasions some exceptions are there. For example, stomach churns हो गया या हमारी heart beat हो गई whenever we are running or in a flight or flight situation, then they are also contact senses, okay, which is happening inside of our body. And all your senses, as Zainab said, all your senses are exteroceptive except your internal body pain. Except your internal body pain, anything which is happening inside of your body or on the surface of your body, they are basically in touch of your body. ठीक है, तो हमारे on the surface और inside of the surface, they are basically contact. हमारा direct contact हो रहा है stimulus के साथ, तो यहाँ पे इसीलिए इनको हम contact senses भी बोलते हैं. Alright, through the skin we are receptive to various types of stimulation. This is achieved through a number of specialized receptors as well as free endings. Now the receptor cells here are a number of receptor cells जिनके बारे में अभी हम देखते हैं कि कौन कौन से receptor cells होते हैं. So there are a number of receptor cells which are present and there are certain free nerve ending as well. ठीक है, free nerve ending उनकी picture है. I'll just show you that as well a bit later. I'll just show you that as well. So these are free nerve endings. These are the receptors for your everything, sensation related to your touch और somatosensation. ठीक है, तो जैसे auditory के लिए हमारे पास hair cells थे, vision के लिए हमारे पास rods and cones थे, यहाँ पे भी there are certain nerve endings, free nerve endings जिसको हम बोलते हैं, और certain specialized receptors. Alright, so sensations from your body are referred to as somatosensations. So from your body, anything that you are feeling on your body is called somatosensation. So the word soma is basically body, and everything related to the sensation is called anything related to the sensations of the body is called somatosensations. The system that mediates these bodily sensations, the somatosensory system, comprises three somewhat distinct divisions. One is perceiving mechanical stimuli, that is touch. So touch is basically a mechanical stimuli. Thermal stimuli is your temperature, so the feeling of warmth and cold, that also comes under your somatosensation. ठीक है, if anything you feel by touching certain objects or touching some person, तो वो हो जाता है हमारा mechanical stimuli. और दूसरा जब हम we are having feelings of warmth and cold, that is basically due to the body temperature or the temperature of an object on the outside of your body. So that is basically your thermal stimuli. And for nociceptive stimuli, which is your pain. So these are the three divisions of your somatosensory system. Okay. Now skin is an organ which is almost 20 feet in size. So it's basically the largest organ of your body. ठीक है, तो skin जो होता है हमारी body का largest organ होता है, and it's almost 20 feet in size. Its purpose include more than simply keeping bodily fluid in and germs out. So basically इसका सिर्फ यही काम नहीं है that bodily fluids stay inside, they do not come out, and the germs stay outside and they do not come in. सिर्फ इसका ये skin का यही काम नहीं होता है. Skin also receives and transmit information from the outside world to the central nervous system, specifically to the somatosensory cortex. Now where the somatosensory cortex is located? Where your somatosensory cortex is located? Is it thalamus? Okay, parietal lobe. All right. What else? Quickly, what else? Is the somatosensory system or somatosensory cortex located in your parietal lobe, or is it in thalamus? Okay, 2 for parietal lobe. Alright, so parietal lobe is the location where your somatosensory cortex is located. Just remember, thalamus is just a structure which is relaying information to the cortex of our sensation. ठीक है, तो thalamus जो है इरम, that is basically relaying information. वहाँ पे information आ रही है और वहाँ से information दूसरे cortex तक जा रही है. ठीक है, तो जैसे हमारी vision जो है, vision वाली information जो है वो हमारे occipital lobe पर जा रही थी, हमारी auditory वाली temporal lobe में, और जो हमारी सोमैटो सेंसेशंस हैं वो हमारी पैराइटल लोब तक जाती हैं. ठीक है, सो एवरीथिंग दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ स्किन इज not only to keep the fluid of our body in and germs out, but also to pass on or transmit the message of touch, of pain, of temperature to our respective cortex. ठीक है, तो that is basically your somatosensory cortex. So via your nerves, it's basically again traveling to the somatosensory cortex. Okay, all right, so there are two types of skins. One is your hairy skin, which is simply the skin with hairs. So eyebrows, okay, your arms and legs, your scalp, it's all basically filled with full of hair. So that is called your hairy skin. Another is your glabrous skin, which is like the hairless skin found on the fingertips, palms, or on the bottom of our toes and feet. So where the hair does not grow at all. For example, your palm या fingertips हो गई, तो यहाँ पे बिल्कुल भी hair नहीं होते, तो इसलिए हम इसको glabrous skin बोलते हैं या hairless skin भी बोल सकते हैं. Okay, all right. Now give me certain examples of the skin senses that are usually perceived by our body. So three of them we have talked about. We have talked about the pain, we have talked about the temperature, warmth and cold, the feeling of touch. What all you can feel in your body? What all senses can be perceived by your body? Apart from these, what are the senses which can be perceived? Okay, pain is one. All right. Tickles, very good. Tickle would be one. Texture, okay. Texture is basically if you are touching it, feeling it, then it's okay. हाँ, ठीक है. What else? Your body is feeling that. Any other example? Change in weather, okay. Basically the change in temperature, the feeling of warmth and cold. Goosebumps could be one, very good. Another could be itching. Itching could be an example of the senses which your body is feeling. Okay, so itching, tingling, this tickles and painful sensations, everything basically, these are the examples of what your body is feeling. What are the senses which are being perceived by our body. All right, now the types of sensory receptors. So we have 15 minutes. I'll just quickly explain what is that. We'll do that in detail. All these senses, so I have compiled 4 senses as of now. So 4 senses are basically your temperature, that is hot and cold basically combined, and the feeling of touch and pressure. Another is pain. So pain here is very important from this particular unit, because a lot of question comes from this unit about pain. So we'll do that in detail as well. So I'll quickly explain about the receptor cells. There are types of receptors, sensory receptors in the skin. There are about half a dozen different receptors in the layers of the skin. Some of them will respond to only one kind of sensation. But कुछ receptors ऐसे भी हैं कि वो एक से ज़्यादा चीज़ों को capture करते हैं. For example, कुछ receptors जो हैं वो temperature को भी capture करेंगे. कुछ रिसेप्टर्स ऐसे भी हैं जो पेन को भी करेंगे और टच को भी करेंगे. बट देर आर सर्टेन विच हैव डिस्टिंक्ट फंक्शंस, कि एक ही रिसेप्टर एक ही चीज को कैप्चर करेगा. सो इट्स लाइक अ मिक्सचर ऑफ ऑल द रिसेप्टर्स एंड देयर फंक्शंस. The simplest receptors are free nerve ending, neuron ending with no specialized structures on them. So there is no special structures of the nerve ending. So therefore they are called free nerve ending. तो इनके ऊपर कोई ऐसे structures नहीं होते हैं. And they are particularly sensitive to temperature change. ठीक है, अगर temperature change हो जाता है or the changes in weather, तो they are very particularly sensitive here. And pressure and pain. So if a pressure is being put upon your hand, कि जैसे अगर हमने हाथ ऐसे रखा हुआ है उसके ऊपर हमने कोई बुक रख दी, so there is sort of pressure which is being felt upon your hand. So therefore your free nerve endings act here as well. And pain. The largest and deepest receptors are the onion-like Pacinian corpuscle. Because they adapt rapidly, they respond to sudden displacement on the skin and not to constant pressure. Now here what is happening, now sudden displacement and constant pressure. Now constant pressure is for example if you wear a watch or you wear a ring, ठीक है, तो हमें पहले पता चलता है that you're wearing something, but after a point of time हमें उस चीज़ का, उस प्रेशर का पता नहीं चलता है. ठीक है, और इफ़ you're wearing clothes और if you're wearing earrings, या हम कुछ भी हम अपनी बॉडी पे कुछ भी पहनते हैं, लगाते हैं या कुछ, for the first time we feel something that is happening. ठीक है, तो हमारी bare body पे अगर हमने कोई ornament पहन लिया है, so there is a change in the displacement, there is a change in sensations. But if you are wearing that for a long period of time, then that is called constant pressure. We do not really feel the pressure. जो हमें first time पता चला था वो हमें बाद में नहीं पता चलता है. And again once you remove it, then you feel another sensation. So that is all happening because of the Pacinian corpuscles. So they are basically sudden displacement of the skin but not to constant pressure. ठीक है, so we are feeling that something is on our body. For the first time it has been worn, for example a cloth, a watch or any ornament on our body. तो अगर जब हम पहली बार पहनते हैं तो हमें पता चलता है that something is being put upon our body. But after a prolonged period of time, after wearing it for a long period of time, we do not feel the constant pressure. So that is happening because of the Pacinian corpuscles. Now Pacinian corpuscles are just beneath the skin and they respond to changes in pressure. They are nerve ending that wrap around the ends of the hair follicles. A fact people may be aware of when they tweeze their eyebrows and when someone pull their hair. So these corpuscles are usually present where your eyebrows are located or where your hair are located. So basically it's present on the hairy skin. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे ये होता है. And whenever you tweeze your eyebrow or you pull your hair, then you feel certain sensations. Then that is basically because of your Pacinian corpuscles. So these nerve endings are sensitive to both pain as well as touch. ठीक है. In contrast, Merkel's disc and Ruffini endings both adapt slowly and respond to gradual skin indentation and skin stretch respectively. ठीक है, so basically skin indentation is suppose you are wearing a watch. तो किसी ने कभी notice किया है that after wearing a watch for a long time, when you remove it, you can see the straps there. ठीक है, तो जो स्किन पे हमारे उसके निशान पड़ जाते हैं, कभी किसी ने नोटिस किया इसे? Or anything that you wear, after a point of time you can see certain indentations are there on your skin, ठीक है, certain marks are still present on your skin. So that is basically your skin indent. Even slippers, very good. So even slippers पहनते हैं या कुछ भी हम कुछ भी चीज करते हैं तो basically जो the marks which are left for a certain period of time, even जब छोटे बच्चे जो होते हैं अगर वो गलती से काट देते हैं तो क्या होता है, उनके जो टीथ के निशान है वो भी हाथ पर छप जाता है, ठीक है, बट फॉर अ ब्रीफ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज called skin indentation. So these Ruffini ending and Merkel's disc, they are basically responsible for the skin indentation. And also skin stretch. Skin stretch are basically related to the stretch marks. So if a person loses their weight, then there are certain marks on the body. तो उनको हम stretch marks कहते हैं. So they are also responsible for these stretch marks. Or after pregnancy a woman has a certain marks, pregnancy marks जो होते हैं when she has given birth to a baby, then there are certain marks on her body, so those are called pregnancy marks. So these are the skin stretches or stretch marks. Okay, so these Merkel's disc and Ruffini endings, they are basically responsible for these things. All right, so this is a diagram. You can see the Ruffini endings here and the Merkel disc here. The nerve free endings are like these, ठीक है, इनके ऊपर कोई एक स्पेशल स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता है. जैसे रुफीनी एंडिंग के ऊपर एक ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर है, मर्कल डिस्क के ऊपर ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर है, नर्व फ्री एंडिंग के ऊपर ऐसा कोई स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता, इसलिए हम उसको फ्री नर्व एंडिंग बोलते हैं, ठीक है. देन देयर आर पेसिनियन कॉर्पस्कल विच आर इन द शेप ऑफ एन अनियन, ठीक है, सो दे आर इन द शेप ऑफ एन अनियन, सो देयरफॉर पेसिनियन कॉर्पस्कल्स हियर. Okay, so these were the cells that these were the receptors that we talked about. Now we'll talk about okay, I'll just quickly end here. Okay, so these are also here. All right, so Ruffini corpuscle. So here are the Ruffini corpuscle. These Ruffini ending भी बोल सकते हैं हम इनको, Ruffini corpuscle भी बोल सकते हैं. These are found both in a hairy and glabrous skin. They respond to skin stretch. So basically everything related to the stretch marks and everything. So they are responsible for that. Now Pacinian corpuscle in the form of an onion. They are also found both in hairy and glabrous skin. They respond to vibration and sudden displacements of the skin. So basically all that displacement, if you are constantly wearing something and if you remove something from your body, or if you remove certain pressure from your body, then to know the difference between that, these Pacinian corpuscles are responsible. There are free nerve endings which are throughout the skin. They respond to three things. One is your temperature, the feelings of hot and cold, then pressure and pain. And Merkel's disc, they are found at the base of the epidermis, that responds to the indentation of the skin. So basically the marks which are after a point of time, like slippers पहन के, watch पहन के, पेन से जल्दी हम पेन से लिखते हैं तो हमारे पाम पे भी indentation हो जाता है. So all these things that is basically are a function of your Merkel's disc. Okay, so these are the main types of receptor cell. Now we'll see about certain senses in the next class. Okay, tomorrow we'll be discussing certain senses. Now I would like to give you a little homework. Okay, so tomorrow hopefully we'll be covering pain as well. So you need to find, I think only 16, 17, okay, 15 students, 16, 15 students are there. So what you need to do is find out any painful sensation, okay, any example of a painful sensation, and what can be done to remove that painful sensation. ठीक है, तो आपको कोई भी एक एग्जाम्पल लेके आना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई भी चीज हो गई, किसी भी चीज से आपको पेन हुआ था या होता है, एंड हाउ दैट कैन बी रिमूव्ड, that painful sensation can be removed. For example, if you have body pain, ठीक है, this is the example, and try to think on the same lines. ठीक है, body pain होता है, then we eat then we have certain medicines, certain painkillers. ठीक है, so this is one example where you are having body pain, and that body pain can be alleviated using painkillers. तो you have to think about certain things, certain, हर एक person एक example लेकर आना. कुछ भी पेन होता है, how that pain can be removed. ठीक है, clear?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So I'll just quickly take the attendance. All right, Aisha Ihsan. आइन, आदित्य मिश्रा, आदित्य वोरा, आयशा सिद्दीकी, आकांक्षा, अमान, अमार, अरीबा,
Yes,